Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. If you'd like to support the channel even further, hit that join button next to the Horror Shark icon and join the channel for as little as $1.99 a month. It would greatly help me out and I would really appreciate it. You can get perks and early access to videos, so definitely check it out and let's get started. They will make the television their cathedral and your VCR their tomb. Demons. Yes, the demons are coming. This is the 1985 Italian horror film that is the metal king of the 80s horror genre. Oddly enough, it was released in Germany after the sequel. It was directed by Lamberto Bava and produced by Dario Argento. However, sometimes people classify this as a Dario Argento film, which is a misconception. The plot. At a theater called the Metropole, a special screening for a secret movie is taking place. Of course, it's a horror movie.
A horror movie? I knew it!
And within it, a spooky tale is taking place.
Great movie, huh?
What is your problem, bitch? I'll cut you.
However, life imitates art, and demonic forces escape from the movie and cause bloody mayhem in this theater. This is actually one hell of a plot that is filled with potential, and it delivers. This is such a kick-butt movie, filled with awesome metal music and testosterone. It has a pure cheesy charm to it. The variety of characters are awesome and have their own personalities, which are usually presented by their attire. George, played by Urbano Barberini, who was in Dario Argento's Opera, the movie, not the play, looks like a yuppie who took time out of his precious schedule to mingle with the locals. In all honesty though, everything I just said about him is the version I expected to get by the end. But dude's a badass. Cheryl, played by Natasha Hove, is the adventurous type, but her attire would suggest otherwise. She looks like she's going to Sunday church. Still, she's attractive and seems to mold into someone that would kind of fit under that archetype. Not saying that church girls aren't attractive, it's just she doesn't look like that, but her clothing does. She and George hit it off right before the movie even starts.
I bet they're gonna come and sit here.
I don't know what crawled up your ass and set up shop there.
Ken, played by Carl Zini, is George's friend who accompanies him to the movie. He too dresses fancy with a sweater over his shoulders.
Hey, I thought you said you just hate to miss the start of a movie.
Absolutely fantastic.
However, he also seems more cool and relatable than once originally depicted. He's trying to hit it off with Kathy, played by Paola Kozo, who is Cheryl's friend. She's snooty and is uninterested in both Ken and the film. She actually has reservations about skipping the class to see the film, something Cheryl looks like she would be more about. Tony the Pimp, played by Bobby Rhodes, is a freaking awesome character. He treats his two hookers to a film and becomes a take-no-shit, no-nonsense, no-crap badass when shit hits the fan.
What are you waiting for? Run!
At first, George isn't as awesome as he becomes, but Tony the Pimp fixes that. He convinces him about the rules of survival. Greta from Rat's Night of Terror and Shocking Dark is one of Tony the Pimp's hookers. She is also the first one to be possessed by the demonic force from getting a scratch from a mask in the lobby.
That'll teach you to touch things.
There's also cameos from Michael Suavi from City of the Living Dead, Blast Fighter, and Stage Fright. He's the man in black with the metal faceplate mask. And then there's Giovanni Frizza, who was in Warriors of the Wasteland, as well as being Bob in House by the Cemetery. He plays a kid who belongs to a survivalist family. There's also this character, Ingrid, played by Nicoletta Elemi, who seems mischievous and a part of the whole thing from the get-go, but what happens? Nothing comes of it. She's actually just there along for the ride. And then shit gets demonic. Also, the dubbing in this film, it is an Italian film, is really bad, but it makes for some funny scenes. It's so over the top. But it kind of works given the situation.
Shit, another door! Give me a hand!
Being stuck in a place where you can't escape, people tend to go crazy. Claustrophobia. It's a real thing. I don't have it, but a lot of people do. The demons don't have much character to them. They're more like vicious animals. They don't talk, they just give ghoulish growls and satanic snarls. I kinda wish they did talk a little bit, but I don't know. Show some personality in this film called Demons. The motorcycle scene in the climax is all the personality a person needs to check out this film. George is so freaking cool. I mean, he starts off as a sly, cool kid, but then becomes Macho Man by the end. However, the last few frames of this film, the post-credit scene, probably the first of its kind, probably not, but still, it's bullshit. And when you see it, you'll be questioning, why? How? When? There is a great atmosphere to this film. We get red neon lights and foggy stairwells that lead to a shot that is actually on the poster, which is kind of a surprise because a lot of Italian films in the 70s and 80s didn't live up to the poster. For the gore, the effects, it's insane. They're one of the biggest highlights of the film. However, pretty much everything in this movie is a plus. We get a scalping, ripped throats, claws dig into the skin, terrifying transformations, and an unproductive eye gouging. You'll see why. There's also a scene with helicopter blades going around and chopping people's heads off, and more! And all practical, baby! The motion picture soundtrack, as I mentioned before, the metal music is amazing. The bands they chose to play over the chaos are awesome. We get Accept, Sax, and Motley Crue, etc. But Claudio Simonetti's score for this film is also worth mentioning. It's haunting and effectively creepy and catchy. Especially the main theme and some songs like Killing. Overall, this should be more well known. However, it's got a solid fan base and some releases from companies like Anchor Bay, Synapse, and Arrow Video. It may not be a masterpiece, but it is a metal masterpiece in Italian cinema. Argento, Bava, and the writer Giordano Sacchetti knew what audiences wanted to see. There's also pretty good continuity, which is a surprise given that this is an 80s Italian film. It all meshes well. The characters, the side stories outside of the metropole. They all come together to not only give one of the best climaxes of 80s movies, but just an awesome ending overall. A perfect encapsulation of Italian 80s cinema. Right here. Thank you all for watching, and I'm Brian Gatto, the Horror Shark. So hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe.